Okay, why do energy prices change all the time? Good question, I like it, let's talk about it. Every 3 months, the government announces the energy price cap. And you'll turn on the news and see newsreaders saying things like, energy bills are expected to increase again after the announcement of the new energy price cap. But why is this happening? The date is January 1st, 2019. Theresa May is PM, nobody's heard of COVID yet, and everyone online loves this photo of a moth for some reason. And
Britain's largest energy suppliers have repeatedly been accused of ripping off their customers. Now Ofgem is capping many of the bills they send out, saving us £1 billion a year.
you see, Octopus had spent years fighting for the price cap because before it, your supplier could change your prices willy-nilly with just 30 days notice, often in a little email they hoped you wouldn't read. So some suppliers, guess who, would start you off on a really cheap introductory tariff, and then when that ended after a year, they would roll you on sneakily to a really expensive
standard variable tariff.
And that tariff is the moneymaker. It's designed to take advantage of people who weren't paying attention to their energy bills. And boy, they took advantage. This was called tease and squeeze, and it was so messed up. It got so bad, in fact, that in 2016, costs for suppliers were going down, but profits kept going up. None of this is good for ordinary people, so how do we stop it? Well, I introduce to you the energy price cap. Henceforth, no standard variable tariff can cost any more than this amount. I will be back in 3 months' time and we will decide what the amount is for the next 3 months. And that is the energy price cap. Cut. So the price cap is calculated based on the cost of supplying energy for those 3 months. And the profits for suppliers like Octopus are part of that, currently capped around 2.4%. And a cap like this is a bit unusual for an industry like ours. Some of the big suppliers at the time really didn't like the price cap. One of them, and no points for a correct guess, said that it wouldn't benefit consumers. I'm going to leave that text on the screen while I tell you that in the first year the price cap was here, it is estimated to have saved Brits £1 billion. And that money helps most of all the poorest people in our society. Got a couple more questions now, so let's ask the price cap guy. Price cap guy, who is actually affected by the price cap? People on the standard variable tariff. If you're on a fixed tariff, your price is locked in for the duration of your contract. I see. Am I on a standard variable tariff? Well, if Octopus sends you an email every 3 months saying that your prices are changing, you likely are on the standard variable tariff. But you can always check on your bill. Ours will say you're with Flexible Octopus. I learned the trumpet for this role. How do I find out if my prices are changing? Your supplier has to give you reasonable notice before your prices change, usually a few weeks. Is the price cap the same for everyone affected? Actually, no. The price cap affects the rate your supplier can charge you for your energy, and different regions pay different rates. Essentially, if Octopus sends you an email about your prices changing, please read it. And remember, we're always here to help if you need to talk anything through. But the billion-pound question on everybody's lips is, how do we bring the price cap down? Here's Ant and Dec in a bubble bath to explain. Sorry. No? Ant and Dec were booked already. We couldn't get Ant and Dec. Could we do it a different way? I don't know what to do now. Do you want to play a game of Battleship? Yeah, all right. The price cap is linked to the cost of supplying your energy. So when costs go down, the price cap should go down as well. So what's likely to happen? Well, there are 3 main parts of your bill experts predict will change. The wholesale price of energy, the cost of the stuff you use, network costs, which are the costs of sending that energy to you, and policy costs, which pay for government schemes like the Warm Homes discount. The good news is the wholesale cost is going down. The bad news is that network and policy costs are predicted to go up over time. But it is all fixable. Stay tuned for that. So that is the energy price cap. It's a guarantee that happens 4 times a year that says that your energy supplier can't rip you off and take advantage of you when you're not paying attention. But if bills keep going up and supplier profits are capped, who's making the big money? That's a topic for another video. But until then, please follow this page and I'll keep teaching you about the energy industry in a way that actually makes sense.